That's still Rhino. Finally, we're going to be getting on with the HOONIKART that I'm going to be basing loosely, like using some inspiration from Ken Block's HOONITRUCK. Like pickup kind of style, but we're going to have the engine in the back. So I just made up some rough frame designs here, which I have made up already, and we'll go into that soon. But let's get into it. Basically, here we have the frame, and I've now put the seat on. Ignore this bar here. That's literally just clamped on there, so I know what height I'm gonna need to make the top. So what I've done is I've made the frame up, and when this front section is going to be where the swing arms for the suspension are going to come off, top and bottom. It's also going to mount the steering rack, and then we've got the mounts that I've made up just in here. The seat's fully adjustable, so I've made it so that if anyone's slightly smaller, they can pull it forward, get closer to the steering wheel and the pedals. But yeah, it's looking good so far. So on this episode, I'm going to be adding more to the frame, using my tube bender. Well, it's actually just the bender here, which is mainly made for like steel rod, solid rod, and bits of flat. But I did the last go-kart the same way. So, and the bends are actually like quite good on it, and we've tested them out. So I'm gonna carry on and make this frame in the same way I did the last one. I'm gonna build it out pretty much. Well, I'm going to be making it a lot wider than it was before on the last cut, just to try and keep with that pickup kind of style. I'm going to bring it right out to the wheels. So guys, what I've decided to start off with is I've cut some roll bars up. What I'm going to do is just weld these here, and that's going to set my height. It's also going to give me a nice flat surface to bolt any kind of guards or anything really to, and then I can work out all of my tube work from that. So let's just set these up. Right, so now I've got these little parts on the front here, so they're going to be, I'm going to put bits of flat on here, they're going to be mounts to mount the whole front, lights, grill, everything onto them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the side bits, and then the actual roll cage itself. So I've got the rear engine frame pretty much done now. I've just got to add the hinges to the front. So what I've done is I've made some little brackets up, and I've put a bit of the tube through both of them to keep them nice and straight. I will be cutting them off on both bits and just leaving those brackets. I might put a little strengthening plate just on the top here. I'm gonna sand them all smooth, and then I've got some little called X-lube, which is little bushes that I'm gonna put inside and then bolts straight through. I've got the other brackets here. These are going to be going onto here, and then they'll fit over, and the bolt will go through, and that will be our connection hinge points between both. And then I'll put the coilovers mounts that I'm going to make up here somehow. I'll work that on once this is all hooked up. So I need some templates for the coilovers on the back. So I've made a little template for the top mount, and these are going to be for the bottom mount. So I've marked them up on this plate, and now I'm going to cut them out. So basically I've made these little brackets up. These are the top mounts, these are the bottom mounts, and I'm going to go ahead and fit them up. Now I've got the rear suspension sat on there. That's not how it's going to be. I've just got it resting up there at the moment. I've got to work out how to mount that top shock so that is the same distance from that bottom nut to all of those holes, so that if I need to adjust it, I can switch between the holes without making the back ride up and down. So now I've got most of the frame together. I've got a little bits to cut off and shape the back, and I've got some braces to go across the back here. I'm gonna make these bolts plated. I'm gonna make these plates and bolt them onto the back here so that they can be unbolted, removed, so I can get the engine out the back nice and easy. This is just a brace at the moment while I get these sorted. So let's get into it. Now that's all done, all tacked up where I want it to be, I'm gonna pull the engine out, get the engine out of the way while I grind all this, weld all this. Now I know where the position is. I'm then gonna take the engine frame out, line the axle up in the right place. I'll have to just cut those bars down there and put a reinforcing section in just over the wheel. But apart from that, it's pretty much ready to weld the whole frame up. weld it all up, clean it all up, and then it's on to start to fit all of the parts that I've got sat there on the shelf, like the steering, the wishbones, the wheels, the hubs, rear axle, lights, pretty much all of that, which I'll do in the next episode. But I'll just finish this episode off with me removing the engine and welding up the frame. Thanks guys for watching. So yeah, basically this is all for this episode, and then on the next episode I'll be fitting the subframe back in with the axle attached and working out where the wheels are going to be. I'll be fitting the wishbone arms on here and setting up the spindles and stubs. I'll be setting up the steering wheel, making the light brackets, basically plonking everything on and seeing how it will work out. So thanks for watching, see you next time.